shuffle. Hit the cadence on my young. Isaac Hayes, Billy Ocean, about the old with the cane stick. Let my slippers at the function. It's hard to run the Gucci slides. That bet you say you didn't never. I'm a stud, no. Jackie Chan, no travel. Can't clean it with the beat. Dripping from the. No, Lord, not me. I can never be the one you want to stuff for. Money, that machine. The fair got my stove. R.I.P. the times that I was broke. Acting like a 9/11 folks. Matte black, liquor clean. Dead presents in and I'm a local. Cooking up canard. Waiting for the antidote. Running out of time. Pictures thinner than a pantyhose.
Over here and empty your pockets. I don't do that. You might press me. You do what I tell you. Get over here. Who's going to get this?
One in the hand, one in the bag, bubbling. One in the hand, one in the bag, bubbling. Look at the cash, bubbling. Look at the cash, bubbling. One in the hand.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL takes us to the architectural wonder that is the Mercedes-Benz Stadium in downtown Atlanta. A moment ago, here was the scene. The Falcons coming out from their tunnel to the roar of all the folks here in Atlanta. We're ready for football as these Falcons get set to match up with the Minnesota Vikings. That's fielded in the end zone. And he probably should have stayed in the end zone as he'll muster a return up to only the 14-yard line.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams... Special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive, almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
21. They'll start out on the ground with Coleman. And he finds enough of an opening to get this one back up to his 20. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
11.
Now Ryan on 2nd down. Escaping the pressure right. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way down to the 39. A big play there. Ryan the Jones. 42 yards.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good arm, too.
Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Let's go. Wait. 11. Gun. Let's go.
On 2nd down, here's Ryan. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. That goes for a gain of 31.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And, partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air like that.
A first chance in the red zone for the Falcons now. They've got it 1st and goal at the 7. Here's Coleman. And they'll get him down here at about the 5-yard line. That gets him 3 yards closer here as it brings up 2nd and goal.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run it and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean also just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot.
And he will take it in for a Falcon touchdown. Tevin Coleman, a 5-yard touchdown run. And the Falcons take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Here's Bosher to kick it away. Here's Robinson. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. Cousins now to throw on 1st down. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards. First down, here's Cousins. It's caught by Treadwell. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you'd gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, you know, I mean, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
On 3rd down, Cousins. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. He got 29 yards that time. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 23. The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. He'll get 4 yards on the carry there, and we will get to the end of the first quarter of play. Cousins now on 2nd down. That's going to be caught. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up 1st and goal. They'll run for it with Cook. And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2.
Well, they've certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
2 straight shots on the ground, now on third. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. Kirk Cousins scoring on the sneak from a yard out. And the Vikings are an extra point away from tying this thing up. And he puts it through. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. Fielded about a yard deep. Touchdown, Falcons! Tevin Coleman, 101 yards. And the Falcons are in for 6.
That was a special return, and it happened because he's a special returner. He has to have that approval from his special teams coach's head coach to bring it out of the end zone.
But let's be honest, a lot of times when they bring it out of the end zone like he did there, they don't have approval. I mean, I think a lot of times they do, but correct me if I'm wrong. Sometimes it's just a guy getting a feel, right?
You're exactly right. What's the old adage? Sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules. And if you do, you're taking on some responsibility. But he was happy to do so there.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Bingo.
They start the drive with Cook. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a 1st down.
Well, how many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary, and that led to a really nice game.
Off the play fake, Cousins dancing to his left. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
Play action now. Cousins flush to his right, and he'll find Thielen on the right side. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A 1st down for Minnesota. Cousins finding Thielen. 2 minutes to go here in the 1st half. We're back to Atlanta right after this timeout.
Yellow. Black.
Play fake. Cousins. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. On play action, Cousins. The left side caught by Diggs. And now a timeout defensively by the Falcons, as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
Let's go. Black. Two.
To the air again, it's Cousins. Middle of the field, it's Robinson. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, You're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
Running for it, here's Cook. And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on 4th.
4th and 1. I don't think Wild Horses could have dragged that quarterback off the field. He was motioning to go for it from the start. And sure enough, it's the ground game that gets him the first down.
The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. They run it for the first time with a backup Murray. And he will cross the 30 down to the 29-yard line. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Now a 2nd down throw for Cousins. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. And he's able to find Diggs. A Vikings 1st down. Diggs able to find his way free and get the catch from Cousins.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
They run with Murray, and they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. Second down, Cousins. Caught on the right side by Treadwell. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be 3rd down. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. Working out of the gun, Cousins. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. And the Falcons going to use another timeout, as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. Dan Bailey now for the field goal try. Right hash mark of 42-yard attempt. And Bailey able to knock it through. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. So out come the Falcons now. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
And he will find Ridley on the left side. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Okay, well, so much for the halftime report here. Guy can't even finish his Snickers. We're going to get right to the 3rd quarter. Let me spit this out. Here's Robinson. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the 3rd. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. He's got it complete to Diggs, right side. A very solid gain of 27. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
Now a play fake here on first down. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. A good pickup there, a 22.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and, of course, foot dragging.
Little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
Cousins now 12 of 15 throwing the ball, 80% so far, and it's 1st and 10.
We're going. Let's go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Gun.
From the shotgun, it's Cousins. And he's got it. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 1. He's got good size. We know he's tough to bring down running the ball. That also carries over to the passing game like we saw there.
And at his size, how'd you like to try and stop him on that angle route? Him coming out of the backfield, breaking sharply, catching the football. It's going to take a lot more than one guy, most likely, to bring him down. That was a nice game.
Well, that's a tough, costly penalty because now it makes it 3rd and 6 after the false start. Cousins to throw it this time, eluding the pressure right. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Vic Beasley able to run him down for a loss of 18 yards, and it'll be 4th down. And Bailey able to knock it through. And the lead is down to 1 now at 14-13. So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
And things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to their goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
Julio Jones all alone. Touchdown, Falcons. Julio Jones, 105 yards. And the Falcons will extend their lead. And he's got it up and through. So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. Here's Robinson. And nice work on the return as he'll past the 30-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field.
He's got a man complete. Give him 30 yards there.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. They go play action here on 1st down. Flushed out right. He's got the connection over the middle to Diggs. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. On 1st and 10, Cousins. And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. Bruce Irvin in there to sack him for a loss of 6. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. They go play action. Cousins. Finding room to the 20. Wide open receiver complete. And he takes it all the way down to the 22. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down. Cousins from the gun on 3rd. And he finds Cook. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the 1st. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. From the red zone now, Cousins. And that'll be caught by Diggs for a Minnesota touchdown. Stephon Diggs from 13 yards out. And the Vikings are within a 2-point conversion of tying this game. Mike Zimmer's made the decision. His guys will go for 2. They'll try to run with Murray. And he's not going to get there. So they come up empty on the 2-point conversion, and they are unable to tie up this football game. Bailey now to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he will be taken down here on the return on what will wind up being the final play of this 3rd quarter. Ryan will bring the Falcons up now 1st and 10 at their own 44. And the drive starts with a handoff to Coleman. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a 1st. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage. Use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts. And
keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. They'll get it to the 23-yard line. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll get a couple here down to the 22. Now the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession. So they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
On 3rd down, it's Coleman. And not only will he not get the few inches he needs, he's going to go backwards. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. And this is caught. And that could seal it. It's a touchdown. Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. Important extra point up and through. And it might seal the deal as that makes it a 2-score game here with not a lot of time remaining. Here's Bosher to kick it away. The Vikings offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. Here's Cousins. They'll roll him out right. And he's got the hook up here. It's Kyle Rudolph. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A very solid gain of 27.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Now Cousins. Caught out left side by Robinson. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. Now Cousins. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Read it well, and it's picked. And a big